Hey, welcome to Genre Exposure, a film podcast. Join us as we explore the wide world of cinema, broaden our horizons one movie at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin, back from the dead, and as usual, I am here with Jason.
Hey, everybody, I am still with the dead.
We delved into our black magic tomes, we tortured me extensively.
Yes.
I am mostly recovered.
Mostly.
Yeah, some lingering coffee gunkiness, so we'll see how that goes with this.
He looks the same old self, though.
Yeah, mostly. A little more stop-motion animated.
Yeah. A little dry out there.
Yeah. A little tease of our film we're talking about today. A Chinese ghost story from 1987. Directed by... Uh-oh.
Why do you suck so hard?
I usually put that at the top of my sheet, and it's not there this time.
Well, I've got it right here. Directed by Ching Siu-Tung.
Excellent.
And we will be probably massacring a lot of these names.
We will. We apologize. We do not speak the language.
We'll do our best.
We will try. And Sui Hark is heavily involved.
Yes, he is. Some say he actually directed the motion picture.
Yeah, it's kind of a poltergeist scenario, I'm thinking.
It definitely has his fingerprints all over it.
But we'll get into all of that, as we usually do. Of course, we're also going to talk about what we've been watching. And we are part of the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, and we love it. And there's all kinds of other cool shows you could be listening to, checking out, getting into. Find yourself other cool media, movies to check out, films you might want to look into. All kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So go check out our podcast neighbors, see what they're up to, see what they're doing. Find yourself some cool things to listen to pass the time when I become debilitatingly ill and prevent recording, which was not fun.
No, I imagine not.
Yeah. And we have a bunch of stuff to talk about real quick. Just
does my mic sound weird?
No.
One moment, please. Thank you.
Okay. Uh-oh.
My mic was backwards.
Oh, hey,
We are podcast professionals,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
That's much better. Now my dulcet tones are...
Yeah, okay.
There we go. All right.
Da.
No, we're leaving this in. Fuck that. We're leaving this in.
Oh, shit.
I want people to know our incompetence.
Maybe not all of that. A bunch of stuff has happened in the interim of last episode, so I wanted to hit a few things just to mention them. First and most importantly, the last film we did, Valentine, director Jamie Blanks passed away.
Yes.
I was very sad to hear that.
R.I.P.
We talk about this on and off. We have this weird synchronistic energy with this podcast where we'll cover a film and then like shortly after it's like, oh, it's getting a new release, it's getting a restoration, they found deleted scenes they're putting back in,
or like some big YouTuber does it or something like that.
Or it's like, oh, Red Letter Media decided to do a whole super special on it.
Yeah.
And so every time we do one, I'm thinking like, oh, what could happen? And so like Valentine, I was really pulling for like, oh, they're gonna find the uncut kills and be like, let's do this right and have the big super uncut version.
Right.
No, instead the director fucking died.
Yeah.
I'm so sad about that.
It really sucks.
He's great.
It really sucks.
I saw some mention that he was like kind of in the pre-production on like a new film too. It would have been his like return. So sad about that too.
Yeah. But our condolences go out to his friends and families.
And he was really good friends with Don Coscarelli.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, is how you know he's a great person, because...
Yeah, Coscarelli's great.
He's awesome.
He's really good.
But he shared this great story on social media I saw where he said, like, because Blanks is from Australia, but he said when he was in the States and stuff, if it was around Halloween, he would come celebrate with Coscarelli. And he had this, like, Phantom of the Opera, like, costume he would wear, and he would bring, like, this digital pipe organ and, like, post up on their porch. And anytime a kid would come up to trick-or-treat, he would play the theme of whatever thing they were.
No, that's fun.
So, like, if it was Power Rangers, he would play the theme from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And he would, like, usher them up to the door to get their candy.
That's
with music.
amazing. Wow.
Which is super cool, because he's a very good with, like, music and composing and stuff,
Yeah.
besides just being a director. So I thought that was super charming. It just shows his love for horror and the whole Halloween spirit and all that stuff.
No one ever played me to the door of the trick-or-treat.
Yeah, I mean, how cool would that be if you walk up and then that just kicks in?
It'd be great.
Yeah, amazing. So super sad about that. Award season is going on. We've had the Oscars and some other stuff.
Yes, and Weapons was completely robbed of the Best Picture nomination.
Yeah, not even nominated. I'm super happy that Aunt Gladys got the award.
Yes, deserved it every minute.
Very well deserved.
As soon as I saw that movie, I was like, she's getting the Oscar for this.
She has to. Rare time where they got it right.
Yeah.
Sinners took home a bunch of stuff, which is great.
Yeah, Sinners was a great movie.
One of your favorite movies of that year.
One battle after another, one big. Yeah.
Took home a ton of stuff.
It's a great movie.
Very awesome. Oscars itself is pretty boring, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's going to YouTube in like 3 years or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that crazy?
I was really bummed that the K-pop Demon Hunter people got shafted.
That won Best Animated Feature, didn't it?
Well, no, but their speech though, when they were
I
giving their
didn't
stuff.
see that.
Yeah, they cut them off super early and played music over them and made them like not get to say all the stuff
That's
they wanted
bullshit.
to say. And I just want to say that I really hate that because like it's a big deal to them, right? It's like a first time thing, and then culturally it's even a bigger thing. And you can't give them that time, but then they wasted so much time on letting every single person be like, "Oh, Donald Trump's bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh, that's bad."
Or
and
Conan
it's like
O'Brien's kind of not very funny monologue.
And then they did this whole thing because Tiffany was watching it, so I just caught bits in passing. But like, they brought out the cast of Bridesmaid because it was like the 10th anniversary.
Why? Does anyone care?
And they did this super long joke bit where they had like secret notes that were written to them from people in the audience that they read.
Of time.
And it was literally just jokes about those people.
Who even fucking remembers that movie?
And I was just like, God, this is so self-indulgent and just fucking boring and not even funny. And we can find time to do these things, but we can't find time to let them...
To honor the whole point of the ceremony is to honor these people,
So stuff like that just pisses me off, man. I don't know.
I agree. No, you're completely... you're wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. You're right. You're not wrong. This time. You might be soon, but you're not wrong now.
Well, you know what? It's okay to be wrong. I've said that from the start.
You have.
I don't know. I don't think there's any other like media news things we need to get into.
Nothing
that I care or know about.
I mean, Nicholas Brendan passed away, another Buffy alum, which sucks.
That was like all on the same day too, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god.
It was like bang, 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 one after another.
It was like 9 p.m. and I messaged you and Michael, and I was like, I just need this day to go ahead and end before another celebrity dies.
I never want to rewatch Buffy now. It just makes me sad.
Which also in the gap between the Buffy reboot got canceled.
Yeah. Apparently the pilot was not very good, so they did not go ahead with that, which I don't think it was a good idea to begin with.
No, probably not.
And if you're going to do that, just do a whole new version. Don't do the whole reboot cool thing. Just do a new one, you know? Like I'm not like excited about it, but at least with this new Harry Potter coming out on HBO, they're just like, yeah, let's just do another one. It's been 20 years. Let's just do another one because there's a whole generation that doesn't give a shit about old movies. They're not going to watch it. So we'll just do a new one. I mean, it's lazy and boring, but at least it's not just like trying to follow the same characters as adults or something, which, man, how lame would that be?
Yeah.
I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I liked it fine. I stood in line at midnight to get the books. I read them. I enjoyed them. But in retrospect, it's just like, I don't know.
I'm very casual with it. Like, I read them as a kid as they were coming out, and
that's right,
they were fun. And I like some of the ideas of it. And I like that they have the houses, and you can kind of be like, oh, I'm this one, and you're that one. And I like that fun, like lore character stuff. But
and the earlier stuff was better because it was more fun and whimsical. And then it had to get all serious and dark, and then it's like, okay, well.
What I've always wanted is I really want there to be like a Japanese animated version where they do it as like a TV series. But number one, Japan fucking loves Harry Potter. They go full tilt on that shit, so I know they would do it justice. And then really a TV show was the version you need because there's just so much. I don't hate the films, but I feel like the further they go, the weaker they get, and it's just because there's so much shit. Like what is it? I think the fourth book, Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
There's a whole huge arc that's like the big Quidditch tournament, and they just drop that from the films because there's no time for any of that.
Yeah.
But like in a TV show, and maybe with this HBO show, they'll get into that. Like they can actually do the full breadth.
Yeah, I'm assuming that each year will be a book.
Yeah.
So there'll be plenty of. Maybe too much put in there. I don't know.
It'll be like Stranger Things, and when they get to like Deathly Hallows, everyone will be like 30.
Yep.
Oh man, gotta love it. So what have you been watching?
Okay, I got a couple of things. So this is a movie I avoided for a long time for some reason. Actually, I know why. Okay, so one of my favorite directors is Sam Raimi.
Sure.
We all know this.
Yeah.
And back in the day, he was just like, I worship at his feet. I still do.
I remember feeling that way once.
Oh God. So we had, Evil Dead came out.
Hell
which,
yeah.
God damn, that changed my life when I saw it. And of course I saw Evil Dead 2 first, but he did Crime Wave in between those two, which I have a soft spot for.
I like Crime Wave.
Not a great movie, but I've got a soft spot
It's
for it.
fun.
And then he comes back and does, what was his next one? Darkman, right?
Fucking awesome.
After Evil Dead 2. Loved it. Then Army of Darkness, another great time.
Best. The best.
But then he did The Quick and the Dead.
That one's all right.
I had never seen it.
Oh.
I avoided it. Why did I avoid it? One, there were a lot of Westerns out at the time, and I was just sort of like, oh, okay, he's kind of selling out. He's chasing the money
Right.
now.
Especially after Army of Darkness. Like,
Right. And it's like, okay, Bruce Campbell's not in this? What the fuck? Okay, I'm getting pissed off now.
What are you doing, man?
Then it had Sharon Stone. And I just could not stand Sharon Stone back then.
Really?
Yeah, because she was in, like, everything. And she was just something about her that always annoyed me. I don't know. I hated how people worshipped her. I just didn't like her at all. So I avoided this movie until recently. I finally broke down and watched it. And it's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Yeah, okay.
I should have watched it back in the day. And actually, I like Sharon Stone in it.
She's
She
good
does a good job. I like how she's not just... I think if it was made now or by another director, she would have been like completely stoic. Because that's a tough thing to do. You know, you can't show pain, you can't show emotion. But she's all over the place in this movie. She's conflicted, she's scared. And I really like that. So I'm mad at my younger self, my teenage self, for not going back and watching this.
I mean, we all do stuff like that. Like, I didn't watch Halloween 3 till I was an adult because I was like, ew, it doesn't have Michael Myers. Why do I want to watch that?
Right. And the cast in this movie is fucking killer, man. Gene Hackman and Russell Crowe back when he was good. DiCaprio. Tobin Bell's in it. Roberts Blossom. Pat Hingle, of course. Gary Sinise. I mean, yeah. Tons of people.
But I mean,
Keith David.
Bruce Campbell wouldn't have hurt.
No, Lance Henriksen. Yeah, Bruce Campbell should have been one of the gunslingers for sure. I think he was filming Briscoe County at the same time.
Oh, that was perfect.
He was already doing a Western. He could have just come in and cameoed as Briscoe County.
Dude, I love that show too. It's so fucking weird.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
That, and then what was the other weird one he did? Jack of all trades? Where he's like the French, like, masked hero guy.
I don't think I ever watched that one.
Oh,
though.
dude, it's so funny.
Was it good?
There's this great one where, like, they infiltrate the castle of the Marquis de Sade.
Oh, gosh.
And they have to wear, like, masquerade masks, and, like, it borders on a lot of, like, really offensive stuff. Very funny.
Fun. Okay. All right. Another movie I watched recently was Category 3, The Untold Story of Hong Kong Exploitation Cinema.
Oh, a little documentary action.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was pretty good. It was pretty amusing. Nothing groundbreaking or anything, but, like, it's a really good introduction to the whole Cat 3 phenomena.
Cool.
Some good interviews with, like, Anthony Wong and some other people.
So I should have watched that because I would benefit from that. I'm still a neophyte in that world.
No, you totally should. Like, if you're interested at all in Category 3 stuff and have never delved into it much, I recommend this. I think it was streaming on Arrow, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah.
I usually just consult you and Michael if like a random Blu-ray comes out and I'm like, that cover looks cool, and I'm like, hey, do you guys know this?
Right. But yeah, I recommend it highly because maybe it was Shudder because they're adding quite a few new, well, not new, but new to them, Category 3 movies on Arrow and Shudder right now, I think.
Yeah, got that big like home media push where they're restoring stuff and doing box sets and all that goodness.
Let's see. Also, the other movie news I guess I have to talk about is going to see Friday the 13th, Part 3 and 4 at the cinema.
They've been doing those showings.
Yeah, and that was fun. It was a good time, especially for 3 because it was presented in 3D. And
God,
that was fun. That was fun. That was
fucking
a good time.
the anger I have at Part 3 every time I watch
Dude,
it.
I don't mind Part 3 at all. But you really should see it in 3D sometime. It was a good time. It was a blast in 3D. Everyone's going crazy laughing at it. It was a good time. And of course, 4 is a Stone Cold classic.
4 is amazing.
But going to the theater, and it was one in Lexington, it was kind of depressing.
Oh.
I don't go to theaters that much anymore. But, I mean, this is one of the bigger ones, too. I won't say which one it was, but it's one of the bigger ones. And it was just like, you go in, and now you get that feeling where it's like one of those malls that's about to die.
It's a little desolate.
Yeah, because, so the arcade section where they had a few games, completely empty.
Oh God.
It's just a dark corner.
Damn.
Nothing there.
They're not even gonna slap like a multicade in there and just cheap it?
Nothing. It had this just depressing low lighting when you go in, like even the lobby and stuff.
Was there even a ticket person? Because last time
No.
I also won't say where,
They don't have ticket people anymore.
The last time I went there, it was either like a self-service kiosk or they just expected you already did on your phone.
Yeah. And there's someone that scans it when you get into the lobby and stuff. But yeah, there's no one out front. No one out front. There were like 3 people working concessions, and this was a Friday night. So that took forever. And then the signs for the auditorium, it was just the number. They didn't have like a digital readout of what movie's playing.
Oh, yeah. That's expensive.
Apparently. I don't know. They're pitching pennies over there.
Damn.
But yeah, it's just like, oof. I got a feeling that theater may not last much longer.
Damn. I like that one too.
Yeah, it was always my favorite. Anyway, that is what I have been watching in my report on the current state of theaters in North America.
Oh, man. You know what's terrible? I haven't been to the theater once this year yet.
I mean, there's been some movies I've been wanting to see, but it's inconvenient. The fucking times they're playing, I'm busy.
Was it Undertone right now? I still want to see that.
Yeah.
The A24 podcast horror film.
Yeah.
I've seen mixed stuff on it. Everyone's saying the audio design is great, though, and it's really worth it in the theater just to have the full like surround sound thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still playing. There's still time.
Maybe. Yeah, I got some few things. I do want to update on Kamen Rider Zets, which again is fucking on YouTube. You can go watch it. You have no barriers to access at all.
Nice.
They finished the first arc. The first 24 episodes are kind of one thing, and then now 25 and on is going to be like still continuing the story, but to like spoil it a little bit, but not too far. They did like one of the craziest swings I've ever seen a Kamen Rider do. Because again, ultimately these are like more of a kids show thing, and though they do skew a little more mature, like the target audience is young kids that watch it in the morning in Japan, and then want their parents to buy them the toys.
Sure.
And that's the thing.
It's tradition.
So while there are more serious subjects and people die and there's some big stakes, they usually don't do anything like really crazy or like out there plot wise, like as far as like I guess what you would say is like a complex story. And this one they've tried to do that. And I've seen very mixed reactions online. I think it's fucking brilliant, but so it built up and it built up over those first 24 episodes, and it gets into this big climax in the last few where like suddenly all the side characters are dying, important name characters are dying. It's really crazy, and the stakes are getting really, really high. And it caps out with the main dude, our hero Baku, fails. All his companions die, and then he gets killed.
Damn.
And then it snaps, and he wakes up in the hospital, and he's been in a coma. And in the first episode, that happens. He gets hit by a car, and that's kind of the trigger for him becoming the Kamen Rider and learning about code and the secret dream agency and stuff. But you find out what actually happened is the whole first 24 episodes was like a premonitory dream that he had during that coma.
Okay.
That could come true. And when he wakes up, he already has like the driver on him still and can become the Kamen Rider. And code does exist and nightmares do exist, and they were just about to recruit him. And then he has like had this prophetic dream, and it's like upset the order of everything. So now this new arc is like him trying to use his knowledge of the dream to avert that ending.
Okay.
Where everyone dies.
Okay. Almost like a Final Destination kind of thing, right?
And literally like the next episode after that, he gets everyone together that's like a main character and takes them to this like theater in the dream world and shows them. It's kind of like a weird, like almost pseudo recap episode where he goes over all the events and tells everyone what's happened. But it's different, right? Because now these people are people he never even knew or met yet.
Okay.
But to him, he has known them because he knew them in the dream.
Right.
And so like they're wary of him, but he's trying to like earn their trust. And then the fact that he does that then makes new things happen that didn't happen in the dream, and it starts to diverge. And this new Kamen Rider shows up who's like evil and powered by nightmares. And he's like going on a rampage, and it's because Baku had this premonitory dream that means something special to him, that, I don't know, something cataclysmic could be happening. And yeah, it's just getting like real crazy now.
Okay. All right.
It's a bold swing. I've seen online some people like hate it because they're like, oh, now
it was all a dream.
It was all a dream. The first 24 episodes don't even matter. I say let them cook.
Okay, interesting.
It was cool. It was cool and it impressed me. So,
as long as you're exploring that and you don't end with it was all a dream.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have faith. But as far as movies, I've only got 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work a lot during my illness, so I didn't get to just lounge around and watch movies
Boo.
like I did last time.
Boo.
Sucks, but whatever. I squeezed a few in. First, by grace of you, your generous Christmas gift to me.
Yes, I'm quite generous.
You got me a copy of The Resurrected, which I think, Vinegar Syndrome re-released?
Yeah, I think so.
This is 91, Dan O'Bannon. Really awesome modern adaptation of The Case of Charles Dexter Ward by H.P. Lovecraft. I had never seen it. I'd always wanted to see it.
It was hard to see for a while.
Yeah, it was.
It was like out of print.
And it didn't really have like a new release or anything going on until this one. It's very timely because in your home group for RPGs, we're playing Call of Cthulhu right now.
Yeah.
So I'm already in that mood and that mindset.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it's cool. Like if you know the story, Charles Dexter Ward, he's this precocious youth that's interested in history and genealogy and
pretty much every Lovecraft protagonist.
He learns of his ancestor, Joseph Kerwin, who's this powerful wizard who maybe found a way to transcend death. And then that leads into all kinds of craziness. I won't go through the whole plot, but it does update it to the current time, so it's like set in the 90s. They do take some liberties. You know, our main character is a private detective that gets hired by Ward's wife to kind of investigate what's going on because he's being weird. So your perspective's a little different. Kind of the way you come at some of the information is a little different, but overall, like beat for beat, it hits all the main parts of the original story, which was really great. And dude, there is just some crazy fucking special effects in here where like
it goes nuts.
It gets into where they raise up dead people to use as like magical servants, and if you don't have all of their essential salts to do the ritual, they come back as these misshapen, malformed, like
bad. It's like there's a transporter accident in Star Trek.
Yeah, and it's like it'll be a skeleton with like bits of meat just hung on it in random places, and the head's deformed, and
it's pretty great,
fucking gnarly. And if you know, Dan O'Bannon sadly didn't direct a lot of films, but if you know Return of the Living Dead, it's very similar effect-wise. It's just really goopy, really nasty, really cool visuals.
Yeah.
But Resurrected, like it's much more just a straight, like very sober, serious tone. You don't have that comedy element that Return of the Living Dead had, which was cool to see that take on it. And
I agree.
Great performances. You know, the main dude, the detectives, John Terry, the wife that hires him, Jane Sibbett, and then Chris Sarandon playing both Dexter and Joseph Kerwin. Dude, he kills it.
Yeah.
And especially like his Kerwin version, like just the way he talks and the mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah. Isn't that just the perfect villain name too? Joseph Kerwin.
You just hear it and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, you already know, yeah.
But like the talking through his teeth and like the very like whispery tone, like that's pulled right out of the text of the story. I just listened to it the other day actually, because I've been going back through all of Lovecraft's stuff.
Awesome.
It was just really fucking good, man. I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
You've seen The Haunted Palace, correct?
Yeah.
Which is the same story. I believe The Haunted Palace from '63 is the first Lovecraft adaptation ever.
Ooh, there's nothing
I'm
earlier?
pretty sure it is. Yeah. And that was, of course, Vincent Price.
Probably the earliest I knew of would have been like the Dunwich Horror. That's in the 70s, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. It was really great. I felt like energy-wise, it really slotted in well with like the other Lovecraft adaptations around this time.
Yeah.
Stuff like Reanimator, From Beyond, the Necronomicon anthology film.
Yeah.
Which the score on this, I messaged you guys and talked about it. It's by Richard Band. Of course, Full Moon alum.
You get that Full Moon vibe.
It very much has that Full Moon vibe. It just feels like one of their bigger budget films. And it fits in well with like they had like Castle Freak, which was an adaptation of another Lovecraft story. Like it just
The Outsider
feels like it's just all in that weird kind of shared like rebooted to modern day Lovecraft universe that was kind of going on. It's cool, man. I loved it.
Cool. I'm glad you liked it.
Really fun. It's one I'll probably revisit a lot too because I really dug it.
Excellent.
Then I was looking at my pile of stuff I've purchased recently and have just thrown on the shelf because I haven't had time to watch anything. And I was like, I need something short just to get another movie in, you know, to have something to talk about. And I noticed my most recent acquisition, and I thought, you know, if you're a fellow collector and you listen to this podcast, when you saw this announcement, you were probably like, I bet Dustin's going to buy that. And if you thought that, you were right, because I also checked out recently re-released onto Blu-ray and nice quality by a little label called Whole Grain Pictures. I think they're a sub-label of like Media OCD. I know of them because they are in control of Anime Ego, which was one of those early anime licensing companies. And they're kind of like stewarding their stuff now. But this is a old V-Cinema release from 1990, directed by Hisashi Watanabe. In the Japanese, it's called Kyonyu Hunter, or as they have localized it, Big Boobs Buster.
So this is highbrow fare you're talking about.
It is, yeah. And it is about a high school girl named Masako, and she's very athletic. She's sporty. She runs track, does all that kind of stuff. And she's about to confess her love to Bando, the pretty boy at the school that everyone loves and aspires after, and she's very close friends with, and she's ready to confess that she loves him and start a relationship. And you get this nice like rooftop school confession, and then he's like, you're really great, and you've got a great body, and you're very athletic, and I like that. And I know you can cook, and you'd probably be a great wife, but I love big boobs, and you're flat, so I can never be with you.
The guy knows what he wants. You got to give him that.
And it traumatizes her.
Sure.
She hates it. And she thinks...
Boy, a lot of girls have been traumatized.
She thinks about all the other big-breasted girls that go to her school and how much she hates them because she knows that Bando is pining after them.
Sure.
And this is based on a manga, by the way.
Well,
Obviously. And so she decides to become a masked vigilante. If you're going with the dub, the Big Boobs Buster. She puts on makeup. She dresses up like she's kind of like a tokusatsu villain and like a leotard type thing with a mask and lots of spike glove kind of stuff going on. And this is where you can tell it's the manga because it's got some ridiculous plot bits. There's like a school doctor, and he's this weird like pervert that creeps on everyone.
Of course.
And he has a secret file where he's categorized all the girls based on their breast size, where they've been like measured for uniforms and stuff.
Sure.
So she steals that file and begins to hunt down all the big-breasted girls to take revenge on them.
That's nice.
She starts with, I think it's the one that Bando has a crush on. It's very fucking weird because she'll just like jump them somewhere and attack them and beat the crap out of them. But then like her punishment to them is that she's going to make a mold of their breasts.
Okay.
And then if they, as she says, go around flaunting it any further, she will release that mold and share it around school and embarrass them. And so the first girl, like, I will have to go into detail on the plot in this because it's so fucking ridiculous. It's like she catches her with a rope and they're in like a playground, and then she like hangs her from like a jungle gym thing. Then she like strips her. Then she starts like making the mold of her breasts, and it's a weird like pseudo-erotic kind of thing almost, and the chick is kind of getting into it. And she makes the mold and like runs off with it, and then like it starts this whole rumor like, oh, look out for the Big Boobs Buster because she'll get you if you're flaunting your chest around. But then also there's this concurrent rumor of like, I don't know, I kind of liked it when it happened, and she becomes like famous as this character. And so it keeps escalating, and it is very anime-esque. You can get the manga vibes. After a few victims, Bando starts dating this girl that becomes her new opponent, and it's this random girl that wasn't in the big boob list. So it seems like a huge problem. And then it's this whole crazy thing where it was like the girl had a great sense of duty, and she's like, I want to stop this vigilante. So she's secretly been wearing this like metal chastity bra that makes her boobs look bigger, but it's all just a fake thing to lure out and defeat her. And they have like a freaking like martial arts fight. It's very like Super Sentai almost, with like very posed combat moves and stuff like that. And just ridiculous plot things, like the way she beats her is like, because she can't defeat her at first, is randomly there was like a dude in the park like doing some weird performance thing where he had like a car battery hooked up to something and was making like sparks and doing like sky art with it.
Okay.
And then he like leaves the battery there, and so she like fucking takes it and hooks it to the bra and like shocks the girl to knock her out. Just completely ridiculous. And so you're kind of like, where is this going to go? Especially because we've only got 45 minutes. So her next opponent becomes the head of the track team. who figures out who she is and kind of corners her and is like weirdly like kind of like touchy-feely on her. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, is this gonna like pivot into like a lesbian thing, or like where are we going?
Right.
And it's this whole thing where she like blackmails the main character because she wants her to run in the track meet because they're going up against the rival school with this chick that she hates, that she's determined to win against. But she recently had appendicitis and can't run in the race. Mm-hmm. And she studied everyone in the school. And the main character is so athletic that she could possibly win with training. So it just drops the plot.
Yeah, okay.
And suddenly it's this training montage with like songs, and they're getting her ready for the track meet.
And this is 45 minutes.
Yeah. All this happens in 45 minutes. Plus more I'm not even getting into. And so then it becomes this like sports story where she's got to win the track meet, and to incentivize her, she's like, hey, if you win, I'll let you make a breast mold of everyone in the club, and you don't have to fight anyone for it. And she just goes along with it and then does it and wins and is like celebrating it, and it's all funny and yay, and everyone's happy and they're best friends now.
It's very strange.
And then ultimately she meets that rival, and the rival's like it's so weird. So it's like she has big boobs, but then like when they race, she's like, after the race, she's like, I noticed when we were running, your boobs weren't really bouncing, and that helped you run better. Why is that? And she's like, oh, it's because it's all muscle, because I do like bodybuilding.
God.
So then like the end of the story is like she gets over Bando, she doesn't want to be with him anymore, and she decides she just wants to be a bodybuilder because it'll make her chest bigger, and she's like happy with that. And then like Bando tries to ask her out because he's like, I've been thinking, and I think I do want to date you because you're really cool. Mm-hmm. And then she's just like, all right, whatever, bye.
You had your chance, Joker.
You had your chance. And then it just kind of ends on a happy note of her like exercising and hanging out with the track team. And I was like, wow, that was a fucking movie.
It sure was.
It sure was.
Although technically I don't think it qualifies as a movie if it's only 45 minutes. Short film.
It was so funny and just so absurd and weird. It was very enjoyable.
It sounds like it.
It was just what I needed.
All right.
But that said, I think we can now progress to our film of the day.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're talking about a Chinese ghost story, 1987, directed by Tony Ching Siu-Tung.
Indeed we are.
As best as I can say that name. I apologize.
No, that's fine. We're going to be massacring names left and right. Also, speaking of names, we should probably say that...
Oh, yeah, let's get into this confusion.
Yeah.
There's some naming differences, because there's a Cantonese version and a Mandarin version, and the names change between that a little bit.
Yeah.
So we may be saying names that you are not familiar with if you've seen this film.
Depending which version you've seen.
Or you may hear us say names, then go to watch it yourself and see some different names. Just know that a lot of the characters have two different names depending on the version you're into.
Right.
What genre is this?
It is many genres.
It is.
IMDb says it's Cantonese. Is that a genre? I guess it is.
Cantonese language film, I guess, yeah.
Wuxia. Action, fantasy, horror, but apparently if you want to get really specific, it is a Xianxia horror film that is a genre of Chinese fantasy, heavily inspired by Chinese mythology, philosophies of Taoism, Chan Buddhism, Confucianism, Chinese martial arts, classical Chinese medicine, and folk tales.
Yeah, to me it's like Wuxia is like... You have the special effects to make stuff exaggerated, like the wires and shit.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And then Zanzia is you go one step further and start to have like supernatural elements and like fantastical things.
Yeah. Ghosts and such, like as in this movie.
As in this movie, yes. So it's just a step further.
Yep.
I've got a synopsis. If you want?
Sure, go for it.
A naive young tax collector for the imperial government winds up spending the night in a haunted temple. There he falls in love with a beautiful woman who unfortunately is dead. With the aid of a powerful Taoist swordsman, he must defeat the undead hordes, overcome a sinister tree demon, and descend into the pits of hell to fight for the spirit he loves.
Yeah. pretty much is a succinct summary of what happens.
No, on paper, that sounds fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. And you look at the poster, and the poster is fucking amazing.
Yep, sure is.
You got this big, like, skeleton dude in armor. You got, like, a flaming fucking sword. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got, like, a rider with a battle axe.
Yeah.
Looks fucking wild.
Yeah. That makes me think maybe you don't like this movie so much.
We'll get into it.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's just get into the plot then.
Little setup.
You want to set the stage a little bit more?
Little setup. This is based in some stuff. It comes from a short story called Nie Zhao Quan, and that came out of Strange Stories from a Chinese Studio by Pu Songling.
17th century.
Yeah. Nice little bit of classical work there. It's also inspired by a 1960s Shaw Brothers film called The Enchanting Shadow, which I think was also pulling from some of those same source materials.
Sure.
And then, like we had mentioned in the start, Sui Hark was a big driving force behind this film. He really wanted to make it. They in some interviews, he said, like, even back in, like, 1978, he was trying to get it made. And he wanted to do it as, like, a TV show. Because the source thing, Strange Stories from a Chinese Studio, it's like a collection of different, like,
right. So it'd be like an anthology
supernatural show. Fantastical tales. And so he was like, oh, let's do a TV show, and like each episode adapts one of the stories and that kind of thing. And at the time in the late 70s, they didn't think it would be suitable for television. A little too much like mature things going on and whatnot. And they're like, nah. And so they kind of backed off on it, and it took until nearly the end of the 80s to actually get it done as a film. Mm-hmm. The film itself takes elements from several of the different stories in that collection. Sui stated in an interview that they changed a lot of the stories so that they would merge together in kind of one big film. And that did kind of change some of the interpretations. When they were developing the film, he talked about how Ching Siu-Tung wanted to work with him, which is the director of the film. He had previously worked as a director and action choreographer for other film workshop productions like Peking Opera Blues, A Better Tomorrow 2. And they kind of had some differences on, I guess, like where to go with this.
Yeah. So they had worked together before because Troy Hark, of course, produced Better Tomorrow films. Yep. And Peking Opera Blues, I think.
Sui wanted to make it very much like all about the love story. And then Ching was like not so interested in that. Or he really wanted to like lean into the horror aspect of everything. And then Sui said that the bosses that were kind of above them in the production, they had a completely different thought. They were thinking of more of like a modern adaptation. They wanted the lead to be like a female cop. They really had no conception of this book they were trying to pull from.
Right.
And so even like going into like once they kind of blocked it out and started working, they were still kind of super unsure how much romance, how much horror, which way is it going to lean. And then that does lead into, there's a lot of rumors and debate by people on how much Sui Hark was involved. Some say he practically directed it himself. Others say he just kind of, had a guiding hand here or there. It's your old poltergeist debate.
Sure. I mean, the producer does often put a stamp on the movie in certain ways, especially when you've already got a filmmaker like, Sui Hark on it. But, I mean, there are definite Sui Hark influences on this movie. It's obvious he did probably direct some of it. I've only seen one other movie by Siu-Tung Ching, and that was Duel to the Death.
Oh.
Which is actually a pretty good flick. That's all about this like competition that's held, I think, every year where they choose a Chinese warrior and a Japanese warrior, and they fight to see who is superior. And it's a pretty good flick. I like it, but it doesn't have that same visual flair that a lot of the Troy Hark productions do, like this one.
The only other one of his I've seen is from like the 2010s, I think, Sorcerer and the White Snake.
Nah.
And that's very like Zanzia fantasy, over the top, like supernatural fable. It leaned a lot on CGI, so that kind of hampered it. But
sure.
But yes, let's get into the plot.
Let's do it.
Where do we begin, Jason?
Well, we begin at the Orchid Temple at night.
Yeah, we kind of get like a weird like pseudo and media res sort of start.
Yeah. We get this dude who he's kind of scholarly looking, and he gets distracted by this beautiful woman in white. and they kind of start getting it on. And then we get this roving camera, which is heavily influenced by Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is also all over this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the evil like camera thing going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the force perspective. But approaches them and the guy screams, and bam, that's our opening.
Yeah.
Then we get to see Leslie Cheung, who is one of my favorite classic Hong Kong stars. He was in Better Tomorrow 2, fuck ton of movies, a lot of great stuff.
He's just got a likable face.
He's very charismatic.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You just see him and you're like, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's very good. I've always liked him.
He's playing, as I knew him in the version I watched, Ling Choi.
Ling Chao-san.
Yep. Ling Chao-san, yes. And he's a tax collector for the government.
He is.
He is sent around village to village and collects the taxes.
Correct. He's also singing the theme song, Leslie Cheung is, that we hear playing over this.
A pop star as well. And I think he's sung in Cantonese, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, we see him traveling through the countryside, and he's having some bad luck traveling.
Yeah, he's a bit of like a bumbler where like things just go wrong despite his best efforts.
He like ruins one of his shoes. He's getting rained on. His umbrella has holes in it.
And this is the first point where I was kind of like struck funny by this film.
Okay, how so?
The song is a very like modern pop song.
Sure.
It sounds very, dare I say this, Chinese buffet background music.
Okay, I mean, that's probably a little harsh, but yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
And it felt so out of place when you're in this like historical.
So that didn't take me out of it. That didn't bother me because the whole movie's pretty crazy and wild. And there's a lot of different things. I mean, characters break into song in this movie, you know. So technically, it's a musical. So he's traveling and he witnesses a man chasing these thieves down that stole from him, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like dressed in black, the swordsman, and he kills them handily in front.
He's a total badass.
Total badass. And Ling's obviously scared of him, but the guy gives him a rice cake to eat, so that was nice of him. You know, the swordsman.
Yeah. Seems to have some honor about him.
Yeah. So he finally gets to this village. He's going to collect taxes, and they're having what is called the Hungry Ghost Festival, which I suppose is what they don't really explain it much in the movie, but it's obviously one of those festivals where they honor the dead and ancestors and all that good stuff. For some reason, there are a bunch of bounty hunters in this town.
Yeah.
And they're all looking at, like, wanted posters and seeing if people match the faces.
Like, everyone they see, they grab, and they're like, hold on a minute, let me look at your face.
Yeah. They try Ling. He doesn't look like any of them, so they let him go.
It's so funny because they pull him, and then they're, like, flipping the pages.
Yeah.
All these wanted posters of different people.
So he's trying to get this one shopkeeper to pay him, but his tax records have been ruined by the rain.
Yeah. And I love how he tries to flip it because he's like, oh, there's a new law. I actually look at your records first.
Yeah, let me see your records. I'll tell you how much you owe me. So he's got no money. People won't pay him. He doesn't have the records. So he's asking to stay at an inn for free. And someone says, hey, if you want to stay somewhere for free, go to the Orchid Temple.
And then everyone's like,
yeah, people are kind of like whispering around him. And every time he turns around to look at them, and they all shut up. And as soon as he turns around the other way, they all start talking again. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll go there. On his way, though, he sees a painting of a woman that looks like the girl at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And
which we should say is played by Joy Wong.
Joy Wong, the beautiful gorgeous Joy Wong. She is, she's
a
so
beauty
good.
for the ages.
She's amazing. She's just, she's great. So of course, the art dealer doesn't want to sell it to him because he doesn't have any money. And this guy's like measuring for his coffin at the same time.
Yeah. It's funny because he just starts doing it, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm measuring for your coffin.
Yeah.
We'll have it made by the time you're dead.
So it's nighttime now, and he's making his way to the temple, and he's harried by these wolves that are kind of chasing him. And I love the superimposed red dot in their eyes. You know?
Yeah, it makes it really pop.
These are evil, bad wolves here.
Yeah, it almost feels... it gave me vibes of like a Dracula adaptation when you have like the coming to the castle segment.
Right.
Because he has these thick woods and he's just wandering around. It's all desolate and creepy and foggy. And then there's wolves chasing him.
And they stop. They don't follow him into the Orchid Temple.
Yeah.
It's like they're afraid of it. And Like I wrote in my notes here. They're like, I love how the wind's blowing and the angles of the shots. I don't think you like this movie, but it is a gorgeous movie.
So I'm gonna say this is a weird film for me because on paper I should just love this film.
Yeah, you should
thoroughly.
Have. You should have.
I damn near hated this film watching it.
You hated it,
but I also have to say there's so much like, if we talk about execution, if we talk about filmmaking, camera work, special effects,
right? And those are the biggest reasons I like it. Because the plot is paper thin.
It's just fucking on point and just so many like cool ideas and executions.
Right, and that's why I love it, because it's so crazy and it's nonstop and the camera hardly ever stops moving and it's just edited so well and it has to be seen. It really does, I think, if you're a fan of, Hong Kong cinema. So anyway, gorgeous movie, looks great.
But he's not alone at this temple.
No.
There's someone already hanging out there.
That's right. A couple people are fighting.
Yeah, there's a straight up like duel going on when he arrives.
And it's that swordsman from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
The guy in black. And they're doing the whole wire work thing. They're jumping around, having their sword fights. And they land and they wind up with Ling in between them. And both their blades are like pointed at his head. I think the guy in black, his name is Ha Hao.
Yeah.
And the one in white is named Yim Chika. And they're arguing about like who the better swordsman is. And Ling is like, hey, love is the most powerful thing, so you should put down your swords.
It's a nice try, bud.
Yeah, and Ha Hao just kind of laughs at him and leaves. And Yim tells Ling that he should be frightened of this place.
Yeah, he says this place is dangerous. You shouldn't stay here.
Get out of here.
Best thing for you to do is to leave and go back to the city.
Yep. So Ling's poking around the temple, and we see the woman in white from the beginning watching him, Joy Wong. Mm-hmm. And she's like floating off into the night. He doesn't really notice her. But she appears to Ha Hao, the swordsman. He's bathing in a pool and dressing a wound that he had gotten.
Yeah, Yen like nicked him in the shoulder earlier.
Yeah. And at the same time, Ling has unknowingly awakened some shriveled up corpses.
Yeah, it's like these desiccated zombies where like all the liquid's been sucked out of them or something.
Yeah.
And so they're just like skeletons with skin like barely stretched over them.
Right. It reminds me of Life Force. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when they're sucked to their life force and they're all like desiccated.
It's a cool look.
Yeah, so there's some stop motion here when they start moving around, and then we get some cool dummies, some nice animatronics.
And it's very like the Harryhausen, like a little jerky stop motion, but it works in the moment.
Totally charming.
But it's funny because they start up and they're like slow. They're in like a loft that's above him.
Yeah, right.
And they're slowly crawling to the hole to come down on him.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's exploring. He puts a ladder. He starts to climb up there. He's about to see them, and then he hears a noise.
Yeah.
And he goes back down, and they're still just slowly like.
The whole shtick at the beginning of this movie is that he's completely oblivious to all the supernatural elements.
Yeah.
So, and meanwhile, Ha Hao is attacked by something, as the woman in white's kind of distracting him.
Yeah, she's kind of trying to hook up with him.
Yeah.
And then badness ensues.
Yeah, and then he becomes a shriveled up corpse, like the ones that we see in the
Something attacks him, and then something like drains the life out of him.
Yep. And there's this cool shot of like something going down his throat, too. Like, it's a cool POV. Again, very Sam Raimi. Very Evil Dead 2, which is kind of weird because this came out the same year. This came out the same year as Evil Dead 2. And this has more in common with Evil Dead 2 than 1, I believe.
I would say so, yeah, for sure. Fucking saw that and like, we're doing it, let's do it. Stop production, I have a new idea.
So Yim Chika comes and finds the dude's shriveled up body, and he's like telling him what a waste of time it was for you to spend so much time being competitive. Now you're dead.
Yeah, look where that got you.
Yeah, but he's picking up the body, and it starts to animate and like attacks him. But it turns out that Yam is a Taoist priest, and he like burns up the zombie with spells.
Yeah, he has like magical, like it's like this purple energy light.
Yeah,
he chants and it just blasts shit.
It's pretty great. Meanwhile, the zombies are still converging on Ling at the temple.
Slowly.
And then he hears the ethereal singing of the woman in white.
Yeah, and she's playing the
zither.
Yes, the like lap.
Yep, he finds her in this pagoda, this pavilion thing, and she's playing the instrument.
It's kind of out on like a lake.
Yes.
Or like a river or something.
Yes.
It's all enchanting, and there's like drapes hung over the pagoda.
Yeah, all filmed very beautiful, lots of flowing fabric and stuff. And Joey Wong looking amazing.
And he sees her, and he's like, "Oh, it's the beautiful woman from the painting."
And her name is Nip Susin.
Yes, or if you're looking at the other version, it's Nie Zhao Quan.
Yeah, I like Susin better.
Yeah.
So earlier in the movie, he had like leaned against like some wet scrolls or something.
Yeah.
And they must have had like spells on them, right?
I think they were like protection spells or something.
Because she sees them and she does not like them at all. And she causes him to fall into the water where it washes off of his robes.
And then she's just on him immediately, like cuddled up to him.
Yep. But he's bumbling and like putting her off and stuff. And I wrote in my notes, how he resists Joey Wong at all, I do not know. Oh, a strange woman in the middle of nowhere in this haunted temple? Okay, sure. But she like puts a spell on him. She like puts him to sleep with her breath.
Yep.
And tells him it's too bad that he must suffer a wrongful death because he seems really kind.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Yim is coming up on them, and the girl flies off.
She's like, "Oh no, that priest!"
Yeah. And then Ling comes to, and he's like, "Oh, you forgot your zither." So he starts running off after her, trying to bring her instrument.
And Yin's just kind of like, "Hey, don't mess with her. It's dangerous."
So then he proves his bravery. He catches up with her, and there's like this cobra harassing him, and he saves her from it. It's actually her doing it.
Yeah.
But he's acting all brave and stuff.
She leans into it.
She's impressed by it, And they ask each other's name, and
they get to know one another.
Yeah. He says, "I'll see you tomorrow at the pavilion." And Ling's like hiding because the priest. She says the priest is hunting them down. She says that he's a dangerous man. And he wants to kill her.
Watch out for the priest. He's going to kill me.
He's like hiding in the brush. He's got to take a piss, and he almost gets pissed off. Then what happens? Then we got so before he gets pissed on, Yim finds Ling, and then Susin rushes out to try to help him. And Yim has like these magic darts he keeps using, right?
He uses them to like exorcise spirits.
Yeah. And he's like tossing one at her, but then we see this person jump out of hiding from behind the trees and stop it. And we hear like a couple of disembodied voices.
Yeah, it's like wailing.
Yeah, talking to the priest. To the priest. So then Ling finds a note left by Susin telling him that he's nice, but not to come back here.
She says, "Don't come back anymore. It's too dangerous for you."
And meanwhile, the animated dead are still roaming around in the temple.
That's like my favorite part. That's just still going on in the background.
And Ling's going in, and he's like accidentally knocking them down into this hole in the floor, completely oblivious to them. Yim catches up with him. He tells Ling to get out because ghosts live here. And the entire time, like he's like imposing himself onto Ling, right? And he's like falling backward into this hole in the floor. And the zombies are down there. And they're like grabbing at his ass and stuff. He doesn't feel it. They're like grabbing his fabric.
Yeah.
And then he, still completely oblivious, he opens the windows in the morning and the light hits them and it destroys them. So then Ling's back in town, and people are impressed that he stayed at the Orchid Temple and survived.
Yeah, they like him a little more now. Mm-hmm. He does go see that art dealer again.
Yep.
Says that he like saw the woman in the painting, and he's like, "Well, that's impossible because she's dead."
Yeah.
He's like, No, she's not. I saw her. I was with her last night."
Yeah, and he actually sees her in part of the procession of the Hungry Ghost Festival.
Yeah.
And she's holding like it's the painting. It's like a rolled up scroll type thing. And he got some money from that shopkeeper because everyone's so impressed with what he did. And he wants to buy it, but the art dealer can't find it now.
Yeah, seems like someone purchased it somehow.
Then he goes back to the temple. Susin's kind of messing with him, making him think that wolves are chasing him again. But she killed the wolves, man. They're like hung up in the trees.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was a little harsh.
She's kind of vicious at times.
It's okay. I forgive you, Joey.
But this is where he basically like figures out that she is a ghost, right? I'm pretty sure.
Not
quite
yeah,
yet.
she's still being like cagey about it because they talk again, and she's basically she hides him because she says that her family can't see him.
Yeah, they would flip out if they knew about him.
Right.
She has some sisters. It's implied.
Mm-hmm. And one of these sisters is named Su Ching. And she comes in there, and Su-Sin mentions Dame, and knows that she is waiting for her, but she's putting on her makeup. She's kind of stalling because she has Ling hiding in her pagoda.
Yeah.
Then this old woman comes in, and this is the old dame that she spoke of. And the old dame, like, slaps her. And she's, like, fucking whipping her and punishing her because she's like, you didn't bring me another man.
Yeah, you gotta find the men and bring them to me.
So she can replenish her energy. And there's, like, alternating voices that old dame speaks. Like, one's female, one's male.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's a different vibe than the other ghosts we've met. Like, she's in these black robes.
Yeah.
And it's, like, very sinister looking.
Right.
We learned this is the tree demon.
It's Tree Demon. And she has arranged for Su-Sin to marry the Lord of the Black Mountain.
Yeah. Which will
like in
increase
3 days.
Which will increase the power of the tree demon and
Right.
influence in the demon world.
And Su Ching, who's also very attractive. I didn't look at the actress's name. I should have. But she suspects that her sister's hiding something, so there's all this back and forth.
It was Fanny Sit Chi Loon.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't in a ton, but she's done a few things. Nothing that I recognize.
So Ling, meanwhile, is hiding like in her bathtub under the water, you know? And she's like undressing to put on the wedding dress, and he gets a look at her boobs.
And then it stuns him, so he kind of tries to sit up.
Yeah.
And just as he's about to like crest up out of it where people could see him, she just leans in and kisses him to push him back down under the water.
Yep. After Old Dame leaves, she tells Ling to meet her at the pavilion later. She gives the painting to him, telling him that her father had commissioned it. Mm-hmm. She could only retrieve it during the Hungry Ghost Festival. She says that she's getting married and can't be with him. She's kind of like mean to him to get him to leave and all that stuff. So he throws down the painting and gets out of there.
Yeah.
He's talking to the art dealer again the next day, and he tells him that the girl in the painting died a year ago. Meanwhile, those bounty hunters are still harassing people, and Ling sees one of the wanted posters for the priest, for Yim. He thinks it's Yim anyway. And he goes back to Su-Sin because he thinks that she's in danger, because this vile killer is out there looking for her.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And that's when we get a musical number from the priest.
Yeah.
And played by Wu Ma. We haven't talked about him much yet either. Oh, you don't like this scene where he's dancing and singing? Dude, this is amazing. I don't know how you don't like this. I really don't.
It's like a weird like 80s rap song.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's got this electronic beat to it. And yeah, he's singing about like Taoism and, you know, how the right way can defeat the demons and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was not feeling it.
And he's jumping around and flying on wires and stuff, and it's fantastic.
It's all right.
Oh, God. Meanwhile, Su-Sin is with some other guy.
Yeah.
And she runs away as he's getting attacked by what looks like a giant tongue.
Yeah, it's a big old tongue that's just like snaking along the ground.
So she's still luring men to their deaths, giving them the Old Dame. Then we get like this nice tender love scene at the pavilion between Ling and Su-Sin.
And this is where she straight up is like, this is where she drops it all, right? That she's enslaved by the tree demon and...
More or less. It's close to this part anyway. It might be a little bit later. But she's like playing with her ankle bracelet, right? And it's got these bells on it. And it causes all the other bells to ring in the temple.
Which they've made a point to like show several scenes.
Yeah.
And kind of set that up as a thing.
And she's like, oh shit, you gotta go. And Ling runs off and kind of stops and turns around and then sees Su Ching, but thinks that it's Su-Sin. Meanwhile, the priest comes out and starts fighting Su Ching. And she has a sword. He's like chopping her fucking in half, like cuts off her head and everything. And Ling thinks that she's been killed and takes off on horseback with Su-Sin on the back to alert the authorities. But she's like flying off the back of the horse, and he's still kind of, he doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't know that she actually flew into the air.
He's very clueless.
Yeah. So there's this whole kind of like comedy scene with the magistrate.
Oh god, this was like the worst part of the film.
This could have been toned down or done without. I agree.
Yeah.
This one's a bit much. It's way too broad.
It's this whole thing where he wants to summon the magistrate and get him to take action.
Yeah.
Because of what's going on at the Orchid Temple.
But the magistrate is like so crooked. He's literally just saying, "Well, you got to bribe me first before I could take any action." And yes, it's obviously a condemnation of corrupt, judges and politics and stuff.
And I get it. It's still relevant today.
It is.
Damn, it's maybe more relevant
than it was then. But right.
But it's just, man.
And this is a recurring problem in Hong Kong cinema in this era. There was always like these really goofy, broad moments, even in serious movies, like the serial killer movies, like Dr. Lamb, where you have these brutal, bloody murders and this ruthless serial killer, but then there's these bumbling cops who are like tripping over body parts and stuff, and it's all played for laughs. It's these weird tonal shifts.
Yeah, and this one is like the funniness of it just does not land at all, and it's just painful and slow, and they just keep looping around like, oh, you got to bribe me. I'm not going to bribe you. Oh, we can beat him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But
the gist is,
and it's like, wait, no, don't beat him. Let's hear him out.
Yeah. But Yim shows up, and it turns out that Yim used to be a judge, as a magistrate.
Yeah.
And they all know him. And he's like, it turns out he left that life because he got tired of people. He got tired of the hypocrisy and all the corruption and everything. He's like, I'm going to become a priest and hunt ghosts because I know what ghosts are and I know they have to be destroyed. And it's black and white. There's no middle ground.
Sure. And then they do a dumb thing where they find the actual guy from the wanted poster and it really was someone else. And kind of exonerates him in Ling's eyes.
Yeah. And that's when Yim takes Ling back and shows him the graves at the temple, and one of them is Su-Sin's.
Yeah.
So now he's like, oh, she's a ghost.
Yeah. And she was buried too close to the foot of this tree that was the home of the tree demon. And that's had her become enslaved as a spirit to it. And it uses her to lure in men to devour them to sustain its life.
Right. So Yim has this idea. He's going to use Ling as bait.
Yep.
He gives him this magic book.
Yeah.
And a bell to ring, because when Su-Sin comes to him, Yim will come out and end her. And even Ling's like, oh well, she's a ghost. Okay, I guess she has to die. I suppose.
Yeah. He frames it more as like she has to pass on.
Right.
Because she's stuck here right now by the tree demon.
And she comes to him and admits that I'm a ghost. And she's being forced to lure them into the, like you said.
She's like, I don't want to do this.
She's enslaved by the old dame.
The tree demon's forcing me. Mm-hmm. I'm under its power. I can't do anything about it. I'm trapped.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yim is being attacked by the tree demon. And again, very, very Evil Dead vibes here. Because the trees are like coming to life and wrapping around him and all that shit. No tree rape.
No, that's probably a good idea.
It's probably for the best, yeah. But she begs Ling to bury her remains, like in hollow, holy ground, so she can reincarnate.
Yeah, pass on, reincarnate.
Yep, before she has to marry the Lord. Meanwhile, the old dame's coming out, and she's attacking them with her giant tongue.
Yep. That's the source of the tongue.
And it's a pretty cool effect. I mean, it looks good. You have to say that the effects are pretty fun in this movie.
They are really great. To be sure.
So there's some back and forth. She's destroying the temple and everything, and he uses that book to repel the tongue. But it also affects Su-Sin.
Yeah, harms her as well.
Yeah.
And then our swordsman is just slinging spells everywhere, and there's explosions and purple lights and just craziness going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy.
Unfortunately, though, the tree demon kind of takes control of things, gets the upper hand, defeats them.
Yep.
And then the tree demon is pissed. And she's like, Su-Sin, for betraying me, I'm going to banish you to the underworld forever.
Right. There's a great fight scene between them all, though. Like when Yim's handing Ling like a dagger to stab, and he stabs his ass. It's this whole thing. And there's like the tongue mutates into this like giant claw-looking thing, and these tentacles are coming out, very much like in the movie The Thing, with all the tentacles flying around. It's great. But yes, Siu-Tung gets dragged underground. Ling wants to save her. Yim tries to stop him.
Because he could cut a portal into the underworld. Right,
yeah. And yeah, Ling begs Yim to help him get her bones to the burial place. And he's like, okay, fine. So they go to her grave, dig it up, and there's like several ash pots there.
Yep.
So they take all of them, and they're riding to the burial site. They finally get there, and like Ling's asking for Siu-Tung to show herself, which pot is yours, and all these different ghosts show up. But finally they find hers, and they write a poem together. It's very romantic because it's their last time together. They're writing a poem together on the painting and singing their goodbyes. And yeah, that's when Siu-Tung gets dragged into the underworld. They have to force their way in there to find her.
And literally, he like cuts the air.
Yeah, he gets a sword, says a spell, cuts the air, and they jump through it.
And the underworld's like a black void, basically.
Yeah, it's like this misty, dark, windy place.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we get the dude from the poster who's a badass and like the armor and shit.
Yeah, dude riding on the horse with the axe. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I guess this is some kind of like keeper of the underworld.
Yeah,
we don't get a lot of dialogue or explanation here.
Like the Lord of the Black Mountains, best soldier or something. So yeah, they fight. There's some. This is one of those things that's hard to describe because it's very visual, especially this part. But the action, I think, is done really well. Lots of great editing. Lots of cool angles. You get wire work. You're getting some sword fights, some magic spells. He's basically throwing fireballs at people. And
explosions.
Shit. Yeah. So then the Lord of the Black Mountain starts fighting them, and he's drawing them in toward him. And there's this scene where it's like they're being forced by a wind toward the Lord of the Black Mountain, and Yim actually stabs himself through the foot to anchor himself into the ground so he doesn't get blown in.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Yeah. But eventually, Siu-Tung uses the sword and stabs the dude in the face. All these heads come flying out. It's fucking crazy. They're like biting her, and more tentacles are coming out and grabbing everybody. But eventually, like, the pages of the Diamond Sutra, that book he had, come flying out and stick to the Lord. And Ling stabs him with the sword and it kills him. And Ling is now calling Yim Hero Yim.
I think that counts as hero.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So they take them back to the mortal realm.
And this is where we get kind of like a final moment between our lovers.
Yes.
And, they can't be together, but he can do this for her, and she can reincarnate and have another shot at life in the future.
She disappears, and then they bury her urn so that she'll be reincarnated. And then you get the impression that they're about to ride off into these other adventures.
Oh, okay. So wait, no. So he burns like a stick and does like a prayer and stuff.
Yeah.
And Yen's kind of watching from the side and, very solemn. Then we get like a fucking rainbow.
Yeah, there's a rainbow. They're riding under the rainbow.
And they're riding out under the rainbow, and it's like the adventure begins.
Yeah, the adventure continues. Yeah. And then it ends.
This
ends.
Hard cuts to an end.
And we start seeing scenes from the movie replay.
With another pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't like this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me your thoughts.
Well, I
got
some cool background stuff here.
Okay.
When they originally started working on this, Sui Hark was thinking more of the leading lady was going to be kind of like some kind of cross between like an angel and a demon rather than just a ghost.
Yeah.
And he desperately wanted famed Japanese singer and actress Akina Nakamori to play the part.
Mm-hmm.
Even reached out to her, even asked her, and she turned it down. And she straight up said that, I'm not very familiar with this story that you're pulling from. I would want to do it justice. And then I'm just not that great at the language. I think that it would be hard for me to do the role and speak in, the language and do it justice. So that was a failure. Mei Lo was second choice. But due to her growing popularity at the time, she was too booked up and couldn't find space for it. And what they say is that Joey Wong approached Sui's wife, the film producer Nansun Shi, and was kind of like, hey, can I audition for this part? I've heard about it. and she just fucking crushed the audition.
Yeah.
And even before it was over, they were like, no, it has to be her. She's exactly the character pulled into life.
Yeah. And she was apparently like a professional basketball player.
She was a professional basketball player and a model.
In Taiwan, yeah.
She appeared in some Taiwanese productions like It'll Be Very Cold at the Lakeside this year. She would show up in some Shaw Brothers films. And then another Sui film, Working Class.
Mm-hmm.
It was said that Joy Wong initially struggled to get some of the historical mannerisms required for the role when they were working on like a screen test with her in the costume and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was said that the casting department recognized that she had this super strong presence, which, fuck yeah, she does.
Yes, she does.
But yeah, she couldn't quite get this, like, to feel like she was someone from that era that her character's supposed to be from. Mm-hmm. And so the producer actually made it a mandate that she had to go to several Peking operas and watch their performances and their movements on stage and the kind of exaggerated motions that they do.
That's one way to learn.
And then practice that. And then how they would move and, like, kind of carry themselves in these period costumes. And that nailed it. That helped her get the movements and everything down perfectly. Let's see. Leslie Chung. Like you said, he's a pop singer. He was previously in A Better Tomorrow and A Better Tomorrow 2. Sung the theme song. He initially declined the role when they first talked to him. He said that he had negative experiences in prior period pieces. And he didn't want to do another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Chung died back in 2003.
Say that again.
Oh. And Leslie Chung died back in 2003.
Bummer.
And he was also, like, he wasn't out, but it was, like, kind of a known thing that he was gay. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of, I don't know. Chinese, Hong Kong had a strange history with that sort of thing. Like, they would make fun of gay characters, but then so many of them were, sometimes the androgyny was, like, celebrated.
Yeah.
It's so, I don't know, very confusing.
And then you get into a lot of the plays and stuff like that, and then you have like the men playing the women.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
like a standard thing.
The Peking operas, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so he didn't want to do it, and then apparently Sui Hark and then the art director Chung Man Yi sat down and had a long conversation with him, and they pitched it as like, well, it's a historical setting, but we're envisioning this as like a modern romantic drama plot.
Yeah.
And that kind of like piqued his interest enough to go in on it. Wu Ma, who plays our hero Yin.
I love Wu Ma.
He's been in tons of other Hong Kong horror films, Spooky Encounters, The Dead and the Deadly, Mr. Vampire. It's probably the one a lot of people would know him from.
Yeah, I love Mr. Vampire. He's also in a lot of Jackie Chan flicks. Let's see, like Project A, Wheels on Meals.
Love Wheels on Meals. Mm-hmm. So funny. Now that's got some funny comedy.
It does. Police Story 2. He's in
Solid.
that one.
For the film, they used the services of Cinefex Workshop. That was the first proper Hong Kong special effects studio. They previously worked on Sui's film Zoo Warriors from the Magic Mountain.
Also an amazing, crazy-ass movie if you've never seen it.
The giant slithering tongue and the zombies were developed by Cinefex technician Man Xiang Lang.
Looks great.
And they said that he taught himself stop-motion animation to get the movements.
That's awesome.
How they were in the film.
That's charming.
James Wong contributed to the film score. He's primarily known for composing songs for pop stars and TV shows. His first film score was for one of Sui's works, Shanghai Blues. And then most of the action choreographers that were in Siu-Tung Ching's previous film, The Witch from Nepal in '86, came back in to handle the action scenes for this film. And then the only other little fun note I gleaned out that I thought was fun to put in here is there's a really famous book on film called 1001 Movies You Need to See Before You Die. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the 1001 films.
Yep. I agree. I concur.
And that's all the background I got.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty big hit in Hong Kong. I mean, it spawned 2 sequels. It didn't actually play mainland China until 2011.
It's crazy.
Because it was in memory of Leslie Chung, the director, organized this screening. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it played even then because they're so anti-supernatural stuff. Mm-hmm. I guess occasionally things like this slip through. I don't know. But yeah, it was very successful, really influential.
It became a cult classic overseas. It was one of those ones, if you could find someone with a copy or trade a VHS dub of it.
Yeah, that's what I had to do back in the day.
Oh, is that how you first came by it?
Yep, I'll tell that story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, well, I mean, the first thing that brought this to my attention was in the early 90s. I was watching reruns of a British show called The Incredibly Strange Film Show, which I think I've talked about
You mentioned
before.
that before, yeah.
An amazing show because they had it was all about cult films or like weird foreign films and stuff like that. That's how I found out about like
The good stuff.
Yeah, Herschel Gordon Lewis, Ted V. Michaels, Doris Wishman, Ed Wood. There was an episode on Ed Wood.
Nice.
There was one on Choi Hark and John Woo, and that's where I saw scenes from this. I was like, holy fucking shit, I need to see this movie. But I mean, back then, they were impossible to find.
Right.
Especially when you live in the middle of Kentucky in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, our luckiest foreign films is if we come in and there's maybe a few Godzilla flicks on the shelf.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not just the dub versions.
I was lucky my local video store had a copy of Suspiria. An uncut copy, mind you.
I was late to all that shit.
Yeah. So I finally found like a third generation bootleg dub at the Video Vault.
Nice.
Which used to be under Cut Corner on Slime in South Limestone.
Slime.
I used to call it Slime back in the day in Lexington, Kentucky. So yeah, I finally got to see it.
Yeah, I busted that out on Tiffany one day, and then she was like, "Nobody calls it that," and I was like, "Yeah, they do." And she was like, "Who?" I was like, "Jason."
Well, they called it that in the 90s. I guarantee you they called it that in the 90s.
That just is a 90s name. The Slime District.
Yeah, it was. And it had everything cool there. All the counterculture stuff was on Slime. All that shit's long gone because things can't be cool anymore.
No.
So anyway, yeah, I finally got to watch it, and it was, of course it was pan and scan. Third generation, looked pretty crappy. I gotta say that the version that's streaming is pretty good. It looks pretty nice. It's definitely a step up from what I saw back in the 90s.
Which I'm pretty sure the version we watched streaming is from like this new restoration they did. Shout Factory put out like a box set of all 3 of these films. There are 2 sequels.
Yeah.
I know nothing about those.
I haven't seen them yet. I plan on watching them.
Do you know anything cursory? Does it continue the plot of these characters?
I think the second one's basically a remake, and then they just sort of do their own thing. I don't think it's the same characters. Yeah. Although I would have loved to see the adventures of, Yem and Ling. As they go off, killing ghosts and banging hot ones. So okay. What do you think about this movie?
Okay, so my knowledge of this coming in is I knew it was like one of those big, very famous you have to see this film.
Yeah,
it's huge,
classic HK,
huge
classic
legend legacy around it. I probably would have blind bought that box set, except I just didn't have the money at the time. So maybe you can still get it. I don't know. Now I don't know if I would buy it. But yeah, on paper I should love this film. It should just be easy, home run right across the plate.
Yeah.
If you look at every element, it's all things I love and enjoy.
Sure.
But man, I did not like this film.
Not enough big boob. What was it? Grabbing, punching.
There wasn't enough big boob busting.
Big boob busting. Yeah.
Kyonyu Hunter. Man, it was that movie. Goddamn, it was so fucking funny. Anyway,
if only this film were Japanese, he'd be giving it 5 stars.
If only it was Japanese and very pervy. Yeah. No. So let's start with the good.
Okay.
Special effects are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very notable. Very praiseworthy. You could think this is the worst film ever made, and I still don't think you could get away with downing on the effects. They're just too good.
Yeah.
I loved the desiccated zombies, the stop motion, big prop tongue, everything about the idea of the tree demon. That's so cool.
Yeah.
But the film, as a story that you're experiencing, it's just this jumbled mess of tonal whiplash from just the most pathetic comedy that just, for me, did not land at all ever.
Yeah.
I never chuckled once at any of their bits.
I did between the priests and Ling. I like their stuff. I understand what you're saying.
But I think that's just, they're both good actors and they can play off one another. The actual jokes that were supposed to be funny, it was sitting there like stone faced and just like, what?
You watch enough HK films, you learn to just accept those.
The comedy just never landed. It was often cringy. It often pulled me out of the scenes and the moments. 1 minute it's super serious and like people are dying left and right, and then the next minute we have this tender, gentle love story going on.
Right.
And then there's just like this pathetic slapstick comedy that's not funny.
Yeah.
And the pacing in general is like a little weird. Like, it feels very fast. Which part of that I think is the camera work, because there is a lot of like the angles are constantly shifting.
Yeah, the camera hardly ever stops. The editing is so
it has a
rapid.
very like jerky feel as it goes forward constantly. But then also like it feels like in the middle it gets real slow. And I think part of that is the whole judge bit they do that's like way too long.
Yeah.
But yet it feels like it moves too fast. But then the more you go into it, you're like, oh, this is kind of dragging at the same time.
Okay.
And I'm back and forth on that.
Okay.
The action is good. It's not like the best I've ever seen. It's very competent. Would prefer more of that and less of the goofy parts. The modern pop songs, those didn't really work for me either. They felt really out of place in this, like, everything else is very historical, very period film. Like I said, that rap song, I was just like, oof.
It's amazing.
Oof.
It's amazing. You are wrong, sir.
I've been quiet the whole time I was watching it, and Tiffany didn't plan to watch it, but she kind of just lingered in the room. And when it got to that part, I turned and looked at her. And I hadn't said anything the whole time so far, and I went, man, I just do not know. And then she's like, you don't like this, do you? And I said, I just don't know.
That's one of my favorite parts. I love that part. That's the scene they showed on the Incredibly Strange Film Show that made me want to watch this. I was like, that is amazing. I need to watch this.
And then this was kind of a thing I got into when I was thinking about it after. When you look at a lot of reviews that are favorable on this film, especially on Letterboxd, everyone's like championing like, oh, it's this great romance story that like spans the ages. I think it's a really weak romance story. Like, it sounds great on paper when you talk about it. When I read that synopsis, it sounds amazing.
Right.
But it's like, random dude bumbles into a hot ghost and is like into her. But then, like, anytime you see her, she's throwing herself at any man because she's like compelled by this tree demon. So she's like all over like any dude. It's not like he's special. He becomes more special.
Well, she doesn't love those dudes, though. She's like allowing them to die, but she wants to protect Ling.
He's just the one bumbler that was like so pathetic. He stuck around to figure out the whole story.
He was nice to her. He saved her from a cobra. Anyway, please continue.
A cobra that she summoned that was...
She didn't summon it.
I don't know, man. And then, like, we get to the end and we go into the underworld and it's this big action finale. And it is cool. And it is, like, frantic.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was just like, I don't care anymore. I'm just so out of this.
Okay.
Like I said, pacing, weird, awkward. I hate how long it takes him to realize that she's a ghost. I know that's supposed to be the joke.
It's part of the joke, yeah, right.
But it's so painfully dragged out. And also, it was never funny. So it was just like, God damn, let's just get to the point. She's a ghost. You need to help her. Do the thing. And then I feel like the ending's a little bullshit because I know a part of this I think is just a cultural thing, but like in the end, like, oh, we can't be together, but I'm going to help you reincarnate to have a good life. And it's like, cool. This whole film that's supposed to be this big romance love story thing kind of goes nowhere. She passes on, and then we get a fucking cheesy rainbow in the sky and like an adventure continues thing, cliffhanger.
That's great. It's romantic because they can't be together. It's like Titanic.
No. I don't know about that. And in the wake of all of this, and this is part of why I asked you, do the sequels connect at all? This felt very much like, and I think it's interesting to learn that he originally pitched it as a TV show. It feels like the pilot episode of like a crappy soap opera.
Okay.
And like even the ending feels like that. Like, okay, this is the inciting story, and now the rest of the episodes are going to be their adventures all over China, dealing with ghosts, episode to episode. I'm just not here for it.
Okay.
No. So I think on a technical level, Masterpiece. Great cinematography, great editing, competent acting by all the central cast, great effects work, cool visuals. Anything on a technical level, I can find no fault. I didn't like the music choices of those like pop song inserts, but is what it is. The regular score is perfectly serviceable. I don't think there was any tunes that like I was like, oh, that's a jam, but it worked, it fit. But just as a story, as a plot, all the comedy and stuff, I'm not here for it.
Okay.
I gave this 1 star.
Oh, I'm sorry. I started looking at pictures of Joey Wong, and I was ignoring you.
Yeah, so
1 star.
1 star.
1 star. Oh my god.
And I know the question you're going to ask, and that viewers at home that love to play this game will probably also be asking. Does that mean that I would rather watch Muck than to rewatch a Chinese ghost story? And I must report that sadly, yes, I would rather rewatch Muck.
It's only because of all the boobs.
But
in
only
Muck.
because of its shittiness, it amuses me. And there is much boobage to be had. And that also amuses me.
That's true enough. Yeah. Okay. I mean, some of your criticisms are valid. The humor is very broad and often unfunny. But
Yes.
once you've watched enough Hong Kong films, it's in all of them. And you just sort of like, okay.
And I will say, if you've been paying attention to when I do the Shaw Brothers box set bits, they have some films that do this too.
Right,
With
they
the
all
comedy. And those fucking, I just immediately bounce off them.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I think it's worth wading through some of that to get to the good stuff. What were some of your other points? The love story. Yeah. Well, the whole plot is paper thin. It really is. But for me, it works because I love the leads. I think Leslie Chung and Joey Wong are great together. They're both luminous. They're both charismatic.
Sure.
So I buy it. I like seeing them together. I want these crazy kids to make it work. I love Wu Ma in this. He's hilarious. I love his lines.
He's definitely the funniest of the bunch.
Yeah. Tree Demon is cool. I love the fight scenes. And like we already talked about the technical aspects. It's a gorgeous movie. It's so exciting. It's to me, it's just exciting to watch. It's the way I felt like the first time I saw Evil Dead 2. Because it's like, oh my God, what are these crazy camera angles? What is this? I'm seeing it right now. I don't believe it. It's so weird and different and new. And some of my viewpoints may be tainted by nostalgia because this is one of the first films to get me into Hong Kong cinema. It was like this and A Better Tomorrow, so. But even, I haven't seen this movie in honestly, it's probably been almost 30 years. So it was really cool to rewatch, and I enjoyed it now as much as I did then. I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's a really fun movie. I think it is worth watching. I think it is exciting. I think it's only 90 minutes. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It moves at a pretty good clip. I never got bored. I don't get bored doing it. Yeah, I think it's a really, really fun flick. I give it 3.5 stars.
Wow. Two polarly opposite takes.
Yep.
Despite everything I have said, I still say if you have the opportunity to watch it, you should watch it.
Yeah.
You may feel like me, and I think that even if you are like me and are not so fond of it, I think just on that technical level, if you like filmmaking, special effects, editing, any kind of stuff like that, there's still like bits and nuggets you can glean a lot of valuable stuff from it. And then if you get into it, then it'll probably be a pretty great film for you.
I mean, it's streaming for free on Tubi, so what have you got to lose except for 90 minutes? Or you can watch Muck.
There's worse ways to spend your 90 minutes.
Well, speaking of Muck, I saw an ad saying that the Return of the Living Dead remake is going to be out in November of this year.
Oh my God!
So a year late.
Oh,
we'll see if it's worth the wait.
We have to talk about it when it happens. We have to.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy this movie. I thought you would like it more than you did.
I do not regret watching it because I think that it probably still needs to be in the 1001 movies to see before you die.
Okay, but it's only 1 star. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Different strokes for different folks.
So what are we watching next time?
All right, we're going to watch Big Boobs Buster.
Part 2.
No. I was kind of all over the place on where to go next. I'm not sure.
But whatever it is, I'm giving it 1 star.
Oh, if only we could be so petty. And this is a dangerous pick, I think, that I'm going with.
Uh-oh.
Because I know, I've seen it before, and I know in my hearts of hearts it's not a great film.
Oh, Jesus.
But it is one that is very fun to watch.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's a lot we can talk about with it.
Sure.
And I know you've never seen it, and I want you to see it. So this is a very selfish pick. I've threatened to bring it up before. It's been mentioned in the past. And I've said in passing, oh man, we got to talk about that one day. Mm-hmm. And that day is now.
Okay.
So we are going to talk about a certain thriller from 2015, directed by an individual who is beloved or maybe infamous, depending on how you feel about his films. A man named Eli Roth.
Okay.
I'm talking about his remake of a 70s exploitation film starring Keanu Reeves.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be talking about fucking Knock Knock.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is one I've been meaning to watch for a while. I just never got around to it.
I'm going to hit you with the synopsis real quick just to orient you on this film.
Sure.
When a devoted husband and father is left home alone for the weekend, two stranded young women unexpectedly knock on his door for help. Which, by the way, one of them is Ana de Armas.
Yeah, I know. Whatever you want to do, sweetheart. Whatever you want to do. I don't care.
What starts out as a kind gesture results in a dangerous seduction and a deadly game of cat and mouse.
Okay.
It's a little home invasion-y. It's a little thrillery, erotic-y kind of thing.
It's got Ana de Armas in it.
It's
That's all
got
you
Ana
got to
de
tell me.
Armas in it.
That's it.
It's got Keanu Reeves playing like a cool, like, stay-at-home dad. And it's crazy. And it should be interesting to talk about, if nothing else.
Oh, the original starred Sandra Locke.
Yeah, the original is Death Game. It was shot in 74, didn't come out till 77. It was directed by Peter Traynor, had Sandra Locke and Colleen Camp. Camp even has a cameo in Knock Knock, I believe, which we'll get into that next time for sure, but it'll be interesting. It's streaming. It's weirdly on some stuff right now. It's about to leave. It's on Prime, and it leaves in 4 days.
Maybe I should go ahead and watch it.
It's on Fossum.
Yeah, I never watched Fossum.
It's leaving that in 6 days. But it's also on Plex, and it's also on Canopy, that platform that you can do with like a library card and get in. So it's out there. You can get at it. I have the Blu-ray myself.
Of course you do.
And it's going to be crazy. So
It's going to be 1 star, I'll tell you that.
we'll get into that. Oh, I think you'll at least give it 2 for Ana de Armas.
Yeah, most likely.
But we'll see.
Oh, man, she's gorgeous.
We'll get into that next time.
And a great actress.
She is a great actress. She deserves more respect than she gets.
She does. All right, well, I'm anxious to see it.
It'll be interesting, if nothing else. And it'll be a conversation to be had. Otherwise, let us know what you've been watching. If you've seen a Chinese ghost story, weigh in. Where do you fall? A legendary classic or bumbling masterpiece? I guess is the other way you can take it. Send us your film recommendations, what you've been watching recently that you think is cool that we should check out. Recommend us movies that you love that no one talks about, movies that are weird that you wish more people would get into and look at and discuss. Mm-hmm. We love to do it, and we pepper those in as we do when we can.
True.
You can hit us up on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. You can email us at genreexposure@gmail.com. But otherwise, glad to be back. You have been listening to Genre Exposure.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.